Hi everyone, it's Diana Rogers-Jager with Love to Appreciate Consulting. And today I am going to talk about defining organizational culture for decision makers. If I were to ask you to finish the sentence, organizational culture is blank, would you be able to finish it in one sentence? For most people, it's very difficult to do. The term organizational culture is hard to define because it isn't something concrete and tangible like a table or a chair. And even though every organization has a culture and we've all experienced culture, there are just so many factors and influences that go into a culture that makes it really difficult to define. And also, it doesn't help that there's no general consensus out there on the best definition for organizational culture, so you've probably heard it defined a million different ways. So if you were to go by the textbook definition, it goes something like this. Organizational culture is a system of shared assumptions, values, and beliefs which governs how people behave in organizations. So that's one definition. If you were to ask the people you know how they define organizational culture, you might get answers like this. Culture is an organization's brand, or culture is an organization's personality. Others may say that culture is character, or culture is the glue that holds an organization together. And there are so many more definitions out there. It's really endless, and if you were to go online, you would probably end up being more confused after reading all those definitions than when you first started. But most of them are vague and ambiguous, and they're not very helpful to decision makers. For example, that one that talks about organizational culture is the glue that holds an organization together. Like, that makes sense that culture holds an organization together. But if I'm a decision maker in a company, how am I supposed to make decisions based on glue, right? Glue, really? That doesn't make it easy for me to make smart decisions about my culture using that definition. So, you have to have this clear definition of what it is, because you have to have everyone on the same page so that you can reach your goals about the organizational culture you want to have in your company, how you want to improve it. So when I first started my business, I needed a definition that I could use with my clients who were looking to improve their culture. And I needed a definition that was actionable, and I needed a definition that was results oriented. And so the definition I use with my clients allows them to identify, measure, and make smart decisions about organizational culture. So are you ready to hear what the definition I use for organizational culture is? Perfect. So here it is. This is the definition for decision makers. Organizational culture is a pattern of behaviors influenced by shared assumptions, values, and beliefs. So I use that because behaviors are something you can see, that other people can see, and it's something you can measure and that you can quantify. So let me give an example too. So the giant online shoe retailer Zappos is known worldwide for their culture of delivering happiness to customers and employees. So how do they measure a culture of happiness? They use behaviors. They identify behaviors. So in their call center, they use a scorecard with their customer service representatives that measures the number of emotional and personal connections that their customer service reps have with their customers. And then they also measure the number of thank you cards and boxes of cookies that their customer service reps send to customers, because those types of behaviors relate to creating and delivering a culture of happiness. Another example is if a company is wanting to create a culture of transparency inside their organization, then they first need to identify the set of behaviors that they want to see from their employees that reflect open and honest communication. And when they're able to identify what those are, then they can make smart decisions going forward about how best to cultivate those behaviors. So, changing a culture is never easy, but it can be successfully accomplished when you have a crystal clear definition that is measurable and that can be used by decision makers. So let me go over that definition again because it's so very important. Organizational culture is a pattern of behaviors influenced by shared assumptions, values, and beliefs. And I hope as you are in your organization trying to shape your culture that you find this definition very helpful as you make decisions to create the type of culture that is going to be the best for your company and for your employees and customers. If you found this video helpful and beneficial, please take the time to like, comment, and share it. And also, please check out my website, lovetoappreciate.com, to learn more about what I do to help companies and nonprofit organizations with culture building and employee engagement. And I thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing more topics in the future with all of you. Thank you. Bye.